What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about some of the dumbest things that us Americans have ever said. So, today, I want to take a look at a couple of screenshots of just the stupidest things that Americans have ever posted on the internet. And I mean, I have to admit, I'm kind of dreading what I'm about to see here. But another part of me is also kind of oddly curious what we're capable of posting. So let's take a look here. I have a lot of conflicting feelings as an American myself. So this is an American who posted saying, "Imagine we leave NATO and get steamrolled by the rest of the civilized world." My God, I mean, I guess it wouldn't totally surprise me, I think, at this point, especially given like recent events and, United States policy decisions. I would imagine most of the rest of the world is kind of fed up with us. I hope you don't steamroll us. Don't steamroll me, please. Then I can't look at screenshots on the internet. Someone else responds and says, "That wouldn't happen. We have enough military to take on the world at the same time and win." What? What? This is an America. Oh my God. Wow. That says so much about what a lot of Americans actually think. For one thing, that America is capable of, and also what the rest of the world is capable of. This American thinks, no, no, no. The whole rest of the planet, every country put together, would not would not be able to just utterly destroy the United States. Of course you could. Of course you could. It wouldn't even be close. I mean, okay, America has enough military to take on the world. I mean, at the same time and win. Okay, we simply choose not to conquer them. you, you know I'm upset when I start rubbing. I just my knee jerk reaction. I just gotta rub my face. I'm getting itchy. This American's making my face itchy because he's getting me so worked up. America, we simply choose not to conquer the planet. For one thing, that's an extremely egotistical, dare I say, maniacal, dark thing to even say. Oh, we choose not to take over the world. We could if we wanted to. It's what? I think the rest of the world working together could pretty easily defeat the United States. Anyway, it's just kind of sad that some Americans actually think this. I know we're very, very prideful of our military and our strength, and it's but you think the rest of the world couldn't just band together and destroy us if you wanted to? Please don't do that, by the way. If every other country joined forces, America would be doomed. Yeah, exactly. That doesn't need to be said. This is so. What a bizarre internet conversation this is, by the way. I mean, this is just strange what some Americans get up to posting about. We could take over the planet. Stop. For God. Okay, moving on. Jeez, what a good start. When you traveled all the way to Europe for a pizza and they don't have ranch. At least this one's kind of more funny. But they don't have ranch and you have to cut it yourself. Oh wow, look at that. I didn't actually know in other parts of the world that you can get a pizza and it's not cut. It does. Here's the thing. If you're traveling to another country, another culture, this person traveled to Europe in classic American fashion. They don't even say what country they're in. They just say Europe, like as if all of Europe is one country. That's another stupid thing a lot of Americans have a habit of doing. Like, I'm going to Europe. It's like, where? Where in Europe? There's a lot of different places, cultures, languages. Anyway, there's a lot of levels to this stuff. But we traveled to Europe for pizza. You guys don't even have ranch, like America. How dare you? Everyone knows that pizza has to be exactly like it is here in America. Like, isn't what pizza was like? Wasn't that like invented? Like, isn't that like an Italian thing? By the way, like first and foremost, I could be wrong about that. So, and you guys make it a different way, and you don't cut it into slices. You get a fork and knife. It's different to the American way of doing pizza and slathering it in ranch. Gotta have ranch on my pizza. But to complain and be like, this isn't how you do it. So it's not good. It's not good. It's another bad trend that Americans do, where a lot of us are very bad tourists, travel to other countries, and are like not acclimating, understanding, or appreciating the local culture. Where's the ranch? Oh my God, stop. Just eat the pizza. Get out your fork and knife and eat it, for goodness sake. You're making us look bad, man. Okay, moving on. Say what you want. America is the reason you have cars. What's this guy getting on to? What's he getting on about? Who's he talking to? Why are you doing this? Who's this addressed to? The world? Say what you want. America's the reason you have cars. You better be grateful to us, or we'll conquer you. We'll conquer you. Oh my God. Oh boy. I gotta laugh a little bit. I gotta joke about some of this stuff, or I just cry because it's so ridiculous. Someone replies and says, "That's Germany." Yeah. No kidding. Wasn't the first the first patent for a automobile or combustion engine, wasn't that by a German in Germany? Even I know I know a little bit about that, but it doesn't surprise me. A lot of Americans do assume a lot of stuff was just created in America. Like the civilization began when America began. How did you didn't exist till we did. Yeah, I'm obviously joking, but I feel like that's the mindset some Americans have, especially when you post stuff like this. Like, we are the reason you have cars. Like, stop. At least do your research. At least be educated before you go on Facebook or whatever this is and post this. At least, man, but they should make that a law. You have to get, you should have to take an internet competency test to post things. Maybe not, because then we wouldn't have such wonderful entertainment as this. So maybe it's a good thing. Okay, yeah. Let's move on. This is a tweet. It says, "Back in better days, the better days, the good old days, New York City traffic lights had the words walk and don't walk instead of these idiotic icons. They disappeared almost overnight. What an interesting, weird, specific grievance this American has. So the traffic lights now use universal symbols, icons, like a person walking in the color green. That's a pretty good universal symbol for walk. You don't need the word walk spelled out. I think most people would not agree. This is a bad take. This guy has a bad take, and I think a lot of people would agree. Like, we can understand the symbols. It's just you who doesn't. Someone responded and said, "Idiotic icons, yeah, until you go on a foreign trip and end up on a crossing telling you Siga and Per or Stoch or Itz." I'm sure I'm not pronouncing these correctly, but yeah, that's a perfect points that they're making. It's better to use symbols. And also, uh, is that what's more common internationally, like in Europe and other parts of the world? It would be more efficient and honestly more sensible to use universally understood symbols, not words, because, I mean, this American thinks all traffic lights in the world should say walk and don't walk, as if the whole world speaks English. That's another assumption that's really dumb here. Like every traffic light should be in English, because obviously it's most important that Americans understand, or worse, they don't even realize that there are other countries and languages out there. That nothing. It wouldn't shock me, to be honest. All right. People who leave their phones set to military time are effing war criminals. What? What is? Well, I don't understand why Americans get worked up about honestly the weirdest things that the rest of the world has accepted, standardized, and moved on with, like clocks and time. Uh, doesn't the rest of the world use? A lot of countries use what we call military time, which is where after 12 it goes to 13, 14, 15, 16. That is not standard in America. Once it's 12, the clock cycles back to 1, and never goes above 12. And this really disturbs a lot of Americans, but for some reason with our military we do use like 1605, like we do use the sort of European way. Anyway, this American's very upset by this and says, how do you look at 1605 and go, wow, I can understand that? What do you mean? Are you, am I understanding this correctly? This American is saying they're literally self-owning. They're owning themselves. They're proudly talking about how dumb they are. Like they're bragging. How do you look at 1605 and go, wow, I understand that? Because it's simple mathematics to understand and just like not that difficult? Effing bootlickers, what's next? You gonna join the army? Recruit me? And then someone responds to this crazy rant saying, Americans are like, okay, I can't count past 12, actually. Yeah, no kidding. Seriously, this American is literally saying, how dare you make me count past 12? What does 16 o'clock mean? It's like, for one thing, it's not that hard to convert into time that we're used to. It's like 16 minus 12 is 4. It's 4 o'clock, if that's easier to understand. And plus, a lot of other countries just do it this way. And I don't feel too passionately either way. I mean, it probably makes more sense to just do it like a lot of European countries do it like this, right? Where it goes 12, then 13, 14, 15. Logically speaking, that strictly just makes more sense, actually. So you don't have to use the same numbers and be like PM, PM. It honestly makes sense. But that's another discussion where Americans are not ready for. So let's keep going here. I wished that I lived in a city where I didn't need a car. Okay. This person responds and says, move to Europe. There's plenty of cities you can live without owning a car. Okay, yeah, I think that's true. Then someone responds to that and says, Europe sucks. I'm trying to imagine how this person said this. Europe sucks. It's like stepping back in time 30 years, no tech, no food? What is it? What? No chains? No hotels that aren't mom and pop tiny. It's fine to visit, but that's about it. What is... Wow. These Americans are really digging a hole for the rest of us Americans. Like, this is just embarrassing. Europe does not suck. It's not like stepping back. Well, Europe, a lot of European countries are more technologically advanced than America. A lot of Americans don't even know that. A lot of European and Asian countries are like using technology and honestly processes that are better and more progressive than America. But stepping back in time, yeah, maybe with like some of the architecture and beautiful buildings and the European history that you guys have, that would be like stepping back in time in a good way. But they're talking about technology. Like they think American technology is better. America has been stuck with the same like credit card swipers for the last 20 years that won't work if your card has a little bit of dust on it. No tech, no food. European food is literally famous in some of the most diverse, like imaginable, especially compared to American food. What's American food even mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I'll chow down on some American food. It's funny, like, what am I even gonna name? Barbecue chicken wings or something? Yeah, I'd eat that, but that's like, what can we even claim as American food? I don't know. Fried chicken? Um, all right, and finally, we have, can I pay Austrians? Austrians. Can I pay Austrians the United States minimum wage if they are located in Austria? Why? Why is it so difficult for Americans to wrap this around our heads that the laws of America don't apply to other countries? Other countries have their own governments and laws that they decide. America's laws and customs, that is just the United States. It's like Americans cannot imagine a world outside of the United States, basically. Hello, Austrians. I'm planning on hiring some Austrian students for internships. I plan on paying the interns minimum wage because they are the least important. Okay. U.S. minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. Yeah, no kidding. That's real, by the way. I think Austrian minimum wage is around $20. Holy cow, good for you guys. Wow. I simply can't do this in good conscience. I can't pay them $20 an hour. So this, for one thing, we're getting into how bad the American minimum wage is and how good it is in Austria and probably a lot of other parts of the world. This American can't wrap their mind around it, and they want to violate Austrian law and not pay them their due minimum wage that they legally have a right to. Well, then you can't hire them. You can't do this. Like, it's not... Stop. Man, the fact that Americans post this stuff and don't even get embarrassed or really seem to think logically or think twice about it, it's really sad. And, but, you know, like I said, kind of like a car crash you can't look away from. Oddly entertaining and, frankly, a bit embarrassing for me as an American. But I did kind of enjoy taking a look at these, dissecting the American brain that I do understand. I have one inside of my head as well. And hopefully we can do a little bit better, because this was bad. So anyway, but if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these really dumb things Americans have posted on the internet. That'd be funny to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.